of this clowning your opponent so much. Every now and then it's you need to do it to get in their head, but Floyd seems to just do it even when it's not necessary sometimes. Even when he's
hold me back. You fucking
There's no doubt that Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez will clash later this year. While the super welterweight champion has turned to Floyd Mayweather for guidance ahead of the fight, his journey with Floyd isn't over yet.
Beautifully done. Ooh, there's a nice counter, and now Floyd's clowning him again. You know, I'm not a fan of this.
Terence Crawford has been training rigorously in camp, with Floyd Mayweather playing a key role in refining the crucial aspects of his boxing. Their focus includes intense shadow boxing, defensive techniques, footwork, punching, counterpunching, and in-ring adaptability, skills essential to securing a victory and handing Canelo Alvarez his third career loss. As an ambidextrous fighter and one of the most intelligent boxers of his generation, Crawford requires minimal adjustments, leaving Mayweather with little to fine-tune in the undefeated super welterweight's arsenal.
Dominating. So Floyd is very defensive now. He's letting his opponent get off. He's just making him miss. I mean, this is getting in his head enough, doing it this way. He doesn't, I don't know if all...
Terence Crawford is eager to keep Mayweather in his camp as he prepares for fight night, hoping everything falls into place. It's no secret that both champions have been in talks for months. Following his knockout victory over Errol Spence Jr. in the summer of 2023, Crawford set his sights on Canelo Alvarez, calling him out for a showdown. At the time, Bud was the undisputed welterweight champion, requiring a jump of 3 weight classes for the fight. Initially, the super middleweight champion, Canelo Alvarez, dismissed the callout. Instead, in 2023, he secured victories over Jaime Munguia and Edgar Berlanga, opting not to face Terence Crawford or David Benavidez. Meanwhile, Crawford continued moving up in weight, claiming the WBA and WBO interim titles with a decision win over Israel Madov in August. In recent months, rumors of a showdown between Canelo and Crawford have resurfaced. Saudi boxing promoter Turki Alalshik has met with both fighters, and now the stars appear to be aligning for this massive bout.
That's what everybody want to see. The only way they can be answered is if me and Canelo is in the ring and we fight.
We'll see. We want to talk about it. Sit down.
As first reported by Asterisk, the Ring Asterisk magazine, the highly anticipated fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford is officially set for September in Las Vegas. However, neither fighter has confirmed the bout yet. While the matchup is finalized, many details remain unclear, including the exact date and venue. The event will be promoted by Turki Alalshik's Riyadh season and is expected to air on pay-per-view. Reports indicate that a deal has been made for Crawford to face Canelo on September 13th at Allegiant Stadium. Meanwhile, David Benavidez has shared his thoughts on the fight.
I respect Crawford. He's a great fighter, and I always say that no disrespect to him. But
Many observers believe Canelo Alvarez will be too big for Terence Crawford, who will have to move up 2 full-weight divisions to face the unified super middleweight champion. Despite the size disadvantage, Crawford, who started his career as a lightweight, isn't being counted out. Speaking to Ariel Helwani, David Benavidez, known as the Mexican Monster, pointed out that Crawford's time to build his frame and his high boxing IQ could give him an edge over Canelo. It's a good fight for both, but I think it's more important for Crawford than anyone, Benavidez explained.
It's a little crazy that people talking about a small fighter like Charlo. He's big.
If anyone can beat Canelo, I think Crawford could, said Benavidez. The size difference could be a huge factor, but it's still a great fight. I don't want to sound like a hater. I'm happy for Crawford to get a big fight like this. I give him a 7 to 10 chance of winning. Crawford is a talented fighter, and knowing he's been preparing to face Canelo for a long time, I'm sure he's been working on the weight. With his high boxing IQ, he has a good chance of making Canelo uncomfortable and hurting him. I wouldn't be surprised if Crawford wins.
Which he is big, and everybody's talking about if I'm gonna face Crawford, fighter 147, who is smaller than Charlo. So no make sense.
While many believe Canelo is not eager for a showdown with David Benavidez, the LA native is confident the fight will happen eventually. "I think it will happen if I keep doing what I'm doing," Benavidez said. "I've shown I'm a big enough name, and I'm making my case. I still have a lot of room to grow, which will make the fight even bigger." Benavidez recently scored a dominant victory over Cuban fighter David Morrell in an exciting light heavyweight bout. Though he's been pursuing a Canelo fight for years, the 27-year-old now has his sights set on becoming the undisputed champion at 175 pounds. As such, they'll be closely watching the February 22nd rematch between Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol. Additionally, Boxing Scene reports that 4 fight cards are scheduled on the Las Vegas Strip for March 22nd, March 29th, April 5th, and May 3rd, with details on the May 3rd event still unknown.
I respect Crawford. He's a great fighter, and I always say that. No disrespect to him, but
The May 3rd date is one to watch for Canelo, as he's fought during the Cinco de Mayo weekend every year since 2019, except for 2020. 3 of those 5 bouts took place at the T-Mobile Arena, so it's easy to make the connection. However, it's not a certainty, given the significance of the upcoming Crawford fight. Alvarez might opt for more rest to keep his body fresh, though he tends to avoid long breaks based on his past. As for his next opponent, IBF super middleweight champion Caleb Plant seems to be the front runner, with discussions between his team and Canelo's already underway since the start of the year.
it's a little crazy that people talking about a small fighter like Charlo. He's big, which he.
Canelo Alvarez, now 34 years old, has shown no signs of slowing down, but many believe he may be nearing the end of his career. In a recent conversation with Asterisk, the Ring Asterisk magazine, Canelo spoke about when he might consider retiring. "I don't know, I'm getting closer to retirement, obviously, but I feel great, better than ever," he said. "Maybe at 38, yeah, I think that would be the perfect time to start thinking about it." He continued, reflecting on his career. "I've had tough fights, some I didn't need to take. I've always taken risks, because I love the challenges. I try to show how good I am. I love moving up and down in weight. I don't look at my record and think about what I've done, but my trainer often reminds me of my achievements and all the world champions I've faced, and it's impressive."
Named you and Terence Crawford as one of the top 5 fights that he wants to see this year. Is that a fight that you're considering now?
We'll see. We'll see. Everything is possible. We'll see. We want to talk about it. Sit down.
Canelo Alvarez last defeated Edgar Berlanga in September 2024, and reports indicate that his long-rumored fight against Terence Crawford is close to becoming a reality in 2025. For now, the future of this potential matchup remains uncertain, as both fighters have existing commitments. Whether the fight happens will depend on factors such as contract negotiations and strategic decisions from both teams. Few fighters have faced both Crawford and Canelo in the ring, with Amir Khan being the only one to do so professionally, suffering stoppage losses to both. Khan has already shared his thoughts on how a potential Crawford versus Canelo fight would play out.
What do I think of that fight?
Yeah.
I think that, everybody knows that Crawford got the skills. I do think that Canelo's a little big. He's a little big for Crawford, and it'll be a tall task.
A few others have sparred with both Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, and one of them, middleweight contender Chiron Davis, recently shared his thoughts on how the fantasy matchup could play out. Davis, who also faced Canelo rival David Benavidez in November 2021, told Asterisk, Mill City Boxing Asterisk, that he believes it would be an extremely tough fight for Crawford and predicts a victory for Alvarez. "Canelo is a big guy," Davis said. "He can take a punch, so you're not going to hurt him. I don't think Crawford can hurt him with one punch. Maybe he can cut him or bother him to the body, but I don't see it happening."
A lot you have to. It'll be a lot to get that victory based on size alone. Not that size wins fights, but you got a guy that got size and skill. It'll be hard.
Davis continued, saying that Crawford will need to get some flesh on those gloves and focus on the body to stand a chance. "It's going to be a tall task," he added. "Canelo can really fight. He has moves and traps. It's not easy. Nothing is impossible, but if I had to bet, I'd put my money on Canelo." Davis emphasized that he isn't taking anything away from Crawford, but believes Canelo is simply great. Can Canelo stop him? He's the bigger guy. I think one punch can do it. Oscar de la Hoya, despite his complicated relationship with Canelo, has also shared his thoughts on a potential showdown between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford.
He wants to fight Canelo. He's changed his tune. He said he's willing to move up 3 weight divisions. To me, that's kind of crazy, but that just shows you, like, man, the dog that's in Terence Crawford. If Canelo is victorious against
Oscar de la Hoya maintains that his predictions about any potential Canelo fight are unbiased, but he has a bold take on a hypothetical showdown between Canelo and Terence Crawford. The former world champion believes Canelo's superior size and power would give him a clear advantage over Crawford at 154 pounds. Crawford didn't look too dangerous in the ring against a beast, so imagine Canelo being the bigger beast. It's almost like a no contest. De La Hoya told Fight Hub TV*. When has a smaller, skilled guy ever beaten a bigger, skilled guy? It's never happened in the history of the sport. It's rare. Despite Crawford's renowned technical ability and punching power, De La Hoya believes he would face a significant physical challenge against Canelo at his natural weight.
Terence Crawford will beat Canelo anytime. Anytime. Because, and this is